Radio, EP61 Radio. EP81 Radio, EP81 Radio.
Our Almighty God, Creator of heaven and earth, Father and lover of our soul, you sit on your throne of mercy and rule with your love and faithfulness. You are full of grace. We acknowledge your presence in our lives. Nothing is hidden in your eyes, even our challenges and struggles in life. We come to you with faith. We ask not only for our daily spiritual bread, but to seek your forgiveness and undeserving favor to heal our land, our family members, our friends and neighbors, even our enemies with COVID-19 and other diseases. Holy Spirit, help us to deepen our faith and see the opportunity to believe, obey, and worship. As we face this pandemic, you are Lord and God. Encourage us and change our hearts, not to fear, but to be full of hope and find ourselves praying and meditating your word. We believe no works of the enemy prosper to your children. Abba, Father, we believe that your Son Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior. He is the truth and our salvation. Hear our prayers, O Lord, and most of all, not our will, but thy will be done. We pray this in Jesus' name, the name above all names, who was and is to come. Amen.
Naghahatid saya sa mga Pinoy, mga kanta at programang Tatak Pinoy. Napapanood at napapakinggan kahit saan ka man. Streaming worldwide. In South Manila, this is V81 Radio.
Malayo ka man sa iyong pamilya, dito ay hindi ka nag-iisa. Tiyak ito'y iyong hahanap-hanapin, dahil ito ang nagpapasaya sa atin. Radio. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko. EP81 Radio, EP81 Radio. Dahil mahal namin kayo. EP81 Radio, EP81 Radio. Para sa inyo ito, EP81 Radio. Ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino, basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan, kahit nasaan ka man ito'y mapapakinggan. Oh, oh, oh. EP81 Radio, EP81 Radio. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko. EP81 Radio, EP81 Radio. Dahil mahal namin kayo. EP81 Radio, EP81 Radio. Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko. Dahil mahal namin kayo. Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.
The views and opinions expressed by the host do not necessarily state or reflect those of the company and its management. Furthermore, the views and opinions of the guests do not reflect those of the host, the show, this station, the management, and the network. Here now is the program for the millennials that will showcase young professionals' worth, aspirations, and successes in doing what they believe is right, progressive, and inclusive. Join them as they discover the path to self and societal fulfillment while making a difference. Hosted by empowered and cool millennial Erika Mison, together with her fellow millennials, they will be making a difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
Good afternoon, everyone. You are now tuned in to Making a Difference. This is a show created to inspire and motivate the youth of today. My name is Erika Mison, and I'm the host of Making a Difference here on V81 Radio Manila. So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Making a Difference. Thank you all so much for being here today and spending your Saturdays with me and the team. So today, just a quick announcement. Today is actually the last episode for the year, just for the year, here on Making a Difference, and we will be resuming the week after New Year's. So, just so you guys know, baka magulat kayo, oh no, wala nang Making a Difference, live Making a Difference next week is because we're gonna take a pretty long Christmas break. Christmas and New Year's, actually. So there, last episode, just last week, I had Lem Castillo. So he is a project manager that works in the department, DOST, right? And we had a delightful conversation about, the science and technology world here in the Philippines. Now, not a lot of people are aware, like they just know that they're there, but they don't know what they do exactly. So Lem really briefed us on it. He talked about his job and the importance and how they have helped so much, especially during the pandemic. So if you want to watch that episode, you can find it on Facebook, on Making a Difference Facebook page, or you can also find it on V81 Radio Manila's YouTube channel. So you can watch that and all my other episodes actually on those two platforms. Okay, so for the last episode of the year, we have invited 3 young ladies who started their own businesses actually. So just imagine like a very casual round table conversation with the ladies. So if you have any questions for them, please do feel free to ask them by commenting down below, whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube. And by the way, don't forget to share this link, this live link, to your friends or your family members so that they can come in and join the roundtable conversation. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you 3 of the ladies we have here today. We have Kyla Hernandez, who owns Abode Bakery, Angella Laderas, who owns the Flourbox, and Ayish Bernal, who is the owner of Braided Burloloy. Oh, that's cute. All right, so can we have the 3 young ladies here on screen? There we go. Okay, there. All right. Hello, Angela, Kyla, and Ayish. Thank you so much for being here today. And I'm so excited to talk to you ladies about your small businesses, and maybe you could also help our viewers as well. So baka may mga tanong kayo dyan on how to start your own businesses. These are the ladies that you should ask. Wow. Okay, so anyway, before we dive into the conversation, we usually have this like very casual kamustahan to just to break the ice and so that the viewers can also get to know you ladies. So we call it our Making a Difference Spotlight. We're still working on the name, so if you guys have any suggestions, please feel free to comment them. But all you need to do is just answer the questions. I think I will be asking around 10 questions, and you just need to choose. It's an either or thing. So you, the three of you can just like blurt it out, whatever you prefer. So are you all ready?
Yes.
Ready?
Gail.
Great. Okay. So the first question is, do you prefer coffee or milk tea?
Coffee.
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 All coffee drinkers.
And coffee.
All coffee drinkers. All right. All right. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Early bird.
Night owl. Night owl. Night
Wait,
owl.
who's the early bird? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
I think me. Yeah. I said
Okay.
early bird.
Right, all right. Actually, I'm an early bird. Okay, so may kasama ko. Sweet or savory?
Sweet.
Savory.
So hard to
Sweet.
Sweet.
Si Angela, hirap.
Ang hirap. Pwede both.
Pwede both?
Na lang.
What was that? Sorry, Angela.
Pwede ba both? Sweet na lang.
Pwede naman. Oh, sige, sweet daw. Okay. Do you prefer, okay, I know you three are still studying, so do you prefer face-to-face or online classes?
Face to face.
Face to face.
Easy.
It's easier.
Trick.
Yeah. Okay. So, since you prefer face-to-face, do you like handwritten notes or typewritten notes?
Type notes.
Handwritten.
Type
Handwritten.
notes.
How come? Okay, sorry. I need to ask Kyla. Why typewritten notes?
Because I feel like I have more control. I don't know. Because pag handwritten, parang naghahabol ka sa prof. Ganon. So parang nahirap. Pero
Okay.
depends rin. Depends sa prof.
The speakers can more
I
very
understand.
also I
Okay, so
just
do you prefer to be
we know that
dressed
even
up
the type
or
of
pangbahay?
college prep 101 is patterned after college.
Pambahay.
Pang bahay na lang.
Pwedeng half. Ito ata yung pwedeng half eh.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. Best recent boodle.
I decided meaning you're already sure.
This water bottle. Best 300 pesos.
Ayan.
Oh, I bought the mug.
Mug.
Mug, yeah.
I photo card collector. Because I collect photo cards. Wait, I'll get to it.
Photo card. Easy. Okay, pasama.
Because I'm a K-pop fan, like particularly BTS. So yeah, this one. So,
I understand. Okay.
and if you're a K-pop fan, you would love to collect a photo card. So yun.
I've seen it. I think my sister has a few, so I'm familiar. I'm just not sure who. Probably BTS. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Okay.
It's okay.
Do you prefer the city or province?
City?
Province. City.
City, daming city. Yes, province. Okay. What is your current obsession?
Ooh.
Books and scented candles.
Oh, wow.
Actually,
Very
same books.
Yeah, books. Ako,
Yeah.
coffee. Food pa din.
Coffee talaga.
Coffee. Coffee talaga.
Okay, coffee talaga. We can tell Angela super loves coffee. Okay. What is, ano to? Okay, sorry. Okay, so now that we're going towards the end of the year, uso na ngayon yung Spotify Rap, 'di ba? So what was the if you I haven't checked mine out, but if you've checked yours out or kahit hindi pa okay lang, what is the song that you listen to the most?
I think mine was Deja Vu by Olivia Rodrigo.
Mine was Butter by BTS.
Oh, I know that.
I'm yeah,
Good
that
song.
one.
Ano ba yun sa akin? I can't remember the song, but it's from Taylor Swift. It's from the Taylor's version ng Fearless. It's probably Fearless. Taylor's version.
So you're a T Swift fan pala, Angela.
Yes.
Okay. Daming thoughts dun sa bagong video niya. Okay, anyway. Get into that. Okay, so there you have it. Introducing again the three ladies for today. We have Angela, Kyla, and Ayish. So if you have any questions for them again, please do comment them down below. And I totally forgot. We have a question of the day. So before we begin the topic, we have a question of the day. So for those of you who are new here, who are new viewers, we usually have a question that we flash. And all you need to do is just comment your answers down below. And of course, I will be asking our guests the question later on. But for those of you who will be commenting, I will be reading your answers at the end of the show. So can we flash muna our question of the day? There. What are you looking forward to this holiday season? Very easy compared to the other Miss Universe question of the day. But we just want to know what you guys are looking forward to or what you guys have planned for the holidays. So just comment them whether you're watching on Facebook and on YouTube. Okay, so since we kind of know that the ladies are all talking first, we have like a kind of a brief background on them. I'd like for each one of you first to introduce yourselves, where you're studying, and a bit about the business that you before we before we talk about them. So maybe we can start muna with Angela and then Kyla and then Ayish. So go ahead, Kyla. Angela, sorry. The floor is now yours.
Alright. So, I'm Angela Laderas, currently on my junior year as a BS Food Science and Technology student at the University of the Philippines, Los Baños. So, I also have, I'm part of several student organizations in the university, so that keeps me busy aside from the academics. And my small business is the Flourbox. So I sell baked goods. I have cookies, cupcakes, cakes, and I also do customized designs whenever my requests. So yeah, that's me.
Nice. Thanks, Angela. Now let's go over to Kyla.
So hi, my name is Kyla Hernandez, and I'm a currently third year student, dentistry student in Centro Escolar University, Makati. So that's like the year na parang proper na. So that's the serious year na. Because when pag nurse, pag like medicine, pag nurse, yun yung parang on the way ka na to doctor. Yan.
Okay.
So yeah. So my business is Abode Bakery, and I'm selling cakes, cupcakes, cookies, brownies. Basically, that's it. And it's been it's more than a year already since I started it. And it's been pretty good ever since. So I'm very grateful for my customers and also to my family and friends for the constant support and love. So, yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Kyla. Actually, I want to ask you, since you're already in your third year of dentistry, how was that for you? I know class. Are you face to face already or still online?
Still online. We were supposed to have a face to face. Kaso nagkaroon ng alert level in Metro Manila, so we postponed it. So probably next semester we're gonna have a face to face na. But this year mas nahihirapan ako na mag-manage ng small business because my subjects are pretty hectic and sobrang hirap na ngayon. So compared to last year when I was just starting, I really don't have that much time na compared to this year. But I still find time whenever I have available time. I always make sure to cater orders because
Okay.
syempre parang I established this business na, so it's pretty sayang if I'm not gonna handle it properly. So ayun, parang part na rin siya ng day-to-day routine ko. So ayun.
All right. Thank you for sharing, Kyla. I'm excited to know all your like day-to-day routines and how you handle it because I'm curious as well. So let's go over to Ayish naman. Hi, Ayish.
Hi. Hello. So I'm Ayish Bernal. I'm a senior. I study in Ateneo and I'm taking up political science. So my business is Braided Burloloy. At the moment, it's dormant. I took a break from it because yun nga, senior year, so it's been pretty heavy. But it's been a little over a year na rin since I started it. And I really, basically what I make yung mga like friendship bracelets and anklets that yung mga binabraid natin dati when we were kids, yeah. So that's what I was doing. Tapos yun, pretty fun. It was good, but I just had to take a break for now for
Yeah.
ACADS. But I'm excited to start ulit. And I've also like sort of started making other accessories na din as well. I tried making earrings and rings and all that stuff. So yeah,
Right,
fun
right.
naman.
So, Aisha, I just want to ask you, why dive into accessories? Do you have like a done ba interest mo or what?
Wala. It was just a hobby I picked up over the pandemic. Parang I found this like old book of my sister na it was like a how to make those bracelets, and then it was a way to pass time, and I ended up making so much na I figured, why not sell it? Why not try to make something out of it? Tapos yun, in the process, I just started like tinkering around and I started to make other accessories na rin. So yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool. Cool. All right. So now that we kind of know already what the girls' businesses are, no, did it all start during the pandemic, or was it like something already in the works before, or
Mine started during the pandemic. Like it started around May 2020, and that was like the height of the pandemic back then because we were still in a lockdown. So it was really a leap of faith when I established my business because I didn't know how to handle a business in the middle of a pandemic. So
yeah?
yeah.
Okay. Okay. How about you, Angela and Ayish?
Well,
So
I also
same.
started the Flourbox during the pandemic. Actually, I started a little bit later than Kyla. I started at June, and it was I didn't really plan on selling baked goods, but the idea came up to me when we saw different people, starting their businesses, home-based businesses, people selling their favorite dishes, baked goods. So kami parang, why not do the same? Kasi I've been getting also a lot of requests from friends and family to, bakit di mo ibenta? Masarap naman, sayang din.
Right.
So, I gave in to the idea and ayun.
Okay. Okay. And you, Aish?
Yeah, yun nga. I started it during the pandemic. And I started it, I think, around October 2020. So, and medyo end of the year na siya. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. So, Aish told us a while ago na she started because she saw a book of her sisters on how to like braid. But by the way, I think I have like a book, something like that, like how to make
Parang
friendship.
magazine. It's like a
Yeah,
really small, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I
That
have
one.
it. Exactly. So, since that's how Aish started hers, how about you, Kyla and Angela? Like, um,
Uh, I've I've been baking ever since I was 13 years old. So it was really a hobby or more like a passion. And before before that, ayoko talaga ng dentistry. Like I wanted to pursue culinary arts, something like that. something related to baking because it's been really one of my passion ever since I was young. But yeah, eventually, but kasi yung parents ko, yung mom ko dentist. So parang I really want to pursue in dentistry. Not because of my mom, but also parang, syempre, I want to continue her legacy. So, ayun, parang yung pandemic, it parang na-ignite yung passion ko ulit for baking. Kasi nawala na siya, to be honest. No, when I started college, nawala na yung passion na yun. But like, I feel like the pandemic opened my eyes for that passion again. So,
Right.
ayun, I'm really thankful then na even though it was like one of the worst year of our lives, it became the year where I really thrived as a person with my small business. So, ayun.
Right. Okay, thanks for sharing, guy. I'm happy na you were able to go back into it, and parang I feel like um it's not like how do you say this? Because some people say now when you do something you like or your passion, you don't feel like it's work per se. So parang hearing from Kyla, I feel like yeah, it's really your thing, no? So how about you, Angela? Like I know you mentioned that your friends would tell you or your family or your relatives would be like, oh, why not make it into a business? Ganyan. So were they the ones talaga who really pushed you to start it?
Well, yeah, I really like baking since for as long as I can remember, I guess. My mom really liked baking before, and I used to help in the kitchen. And after a few years, ayun, ako na rin mismo yung nasa kitchen. I usually bake maybe once a month, as in ganun talaga. And it's something that I found really stress relieving. And like if you check my YouTube subscriptions, puro mga baking videos, yun. It's something that I really like learning about. I like learning about different recipes, different techniques, and I try to apply it to my own baked goods as well. So for dun sa pag-start ng business, yeah, it was really a major factor that my family and friends encouraged me to start na business. And siguro rin it's because of the availability of my time. Like I had free time
Yeah.
um, for a few months, especially before university started again. So I had time to like think of a brand, think of what I want this business to look like. And honestly, Kyla was really like a role model for me because they were really friends, and we usually talk about like baked goods, like, "Uy, sis, anong recipe mo for that?" Yeah, we usually talk about things like that. And seeing her finally starting her business inspired me as well to, why not
Wow.
do the same? Not to like, ano naman, parang competitive. Like, na-inspire talaga ako na I wanna create my own brand as well. So,
Right. Okay. Nag-collaborate ba kayo at any point?
We
parang
talked about it.
there were talks, oo. Pero we never got to push through with like a
Yeah.
collaboration talaga.
Because if I take our schedule, so parang hindi siya nagmamatch.
Mm.
So,
Definitely.
yun.
Definitely. Okay, okay. So, I want to ask this to Ayish, actually. Um, I know, actually, I'm going to ask this also to Angela and Guy, but starting a business, I know it's very tricky, especially um, all of you actually are not taking business courses, diba? So you're just like, okay, how do we do it? As well, I know Ayish, you're thinking of pol sci, and that's like completely on a different spectrum, right? So how did you I don't know, how did you feel? Were you intimidated at first, or like were you did you ask someone for help? Like, how did you like completely set it up?
Actually, setting it up was funny kasi parang I just went into it. I didn't realize na ang dami palang things to take into consideration. Parang pricing an item pa lang was already tedious enough. I had to ask my parents. I usually ask my dad, parang, okay, if I had to price this, how would I do this? And then I also had friends um, who are a bit more knowledgeable about running a business. So I would also ask them, and I had some of my close friends as well are small business owners. So ayun, parang it was really like, girl, how do you do this? How do you price something? What do you consider? What do you have to take into account? Tapos yun, there was also a lot of help from one of my close friends who is she's an artist, so she was the one who really helped me with like the graphics. I think that was what I really focused on kasi at the start I didn't realize like the technicalities of the business itself. I thought parang okay, as long as it looks good, that's good. Parang that was helpful, and yun lang, I realized I focused too much a bit into making it look nice. I didn't realize na there was a lot more intricate details, finance wise, that you have to take into account, and logistics as well, like how do you ship your items, how do you make sure na sulit yung bayad ng customer mo for like your item. So yeah, there's all of
Yeah,
that.
but there's so much in it. And I know I'm 100% sure finance was also mahirap. We don't really have that for Pol Sci, right?
No.
See, the math is always so hard. It's always so hard. Yep.
Yeah.
So how about you, Angela and Kyla? Like what were like the hurdles that you had to overcome just really setting up your businesses?
I can really relate to Ayish when she said that the like setting up the financial aspect of the business was difficult. I also had to consult a lot of people about it. And one of the like biggest mistakes siguro that was pointed out to me was that I didn't consider the
Mm,
labor the, the labor like would that affect the pricing of the goods. Siguro I focused more on like okay, these are my materials, ito yung starting prices, ganyan. And then, okay, hindi ko na consider yung how many hours would it take to complete like one order. So, siguro yun. Though it wasn't really like, I started the business so I could earn. So, it didn't really play much of a role in terms of like having that labor into the price of the goods. Pero syempre, it was something pointed out to me kasi in the real world nga, labor should really have a place in the prices of of your goods. Tapos, ano bang struggle? Siguro I underestimated the time that it would take for me to like from the setting up to the contacting the customers, contacting the riders to deliver the goods, packing. Grabe, it really takes me several hours to finish one batch of goods.
yeah. I bet there's
Yeah.
really just so much to consider. And for you and Kyla also, it's very you have to be very careful sa logistics, right? Because you're sending out like baked goods. So I bet that's also the tricky part. Okay, so we're gonna go on a very quick break, but when we come back, we're gonna hear also from Kyla, and we're gonna get to know more about the businesses of the ladies and how they run it. So we're gonna be back after a couple of minutes. See you guys in a bit.
We'll be back shortly, making a difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila. Get into the treasure trove of undiscovered meaning Pinoy artists and musicians, hosted by Lace Jimenez and Thunder God Bernard. So sit back and relax and enjoy Napalm, only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
It's a tough business out there. So many uncertainties, operational difficulties, deadlines. We provide the solutions and services that your company needs at the best price, guaranteed, with our global principles. and experienced partners, we bring solutions to your current and future business. Inolution, supporting your business as always.
Now back to Making a Difference, only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
Okay, so welcome back to Making a Difference. If you're just tuning in now, my name is Erika and I'm the host of Making a Difference. So for this afternoon, which by the way, if you in case you missed my announcement a while ago, this will be the last episode for the year, just for the year on Making a Difference. And then after that, we are going to go on a holiday break. But again, you can watch this episode and my other episodes on Making a Difference Making a Difference's Facebook page. Nakakabulol pala yun. And V81 Radio Manila's YouTube channel. So just in case you want to watch some of the episodes over the holidays, they are all there on those two platforms. So before I reintroduce our guests for today, I'd like to flash again our question of the day. So I want to hear your thoughts. Actually, this one is just pretty simple. I want to know what you guys are up to, what you guys are going to do over the holidays, or what you're looking forward to this holiday season. And I will be reading your answers at the end of the show. So we have three lovely ladies here today. Very entrepreneurial ladies. I'd like to call them back on screen. We have Kyla, Angela, and Ayish. Okay. So fun fact, by the way, these three ladies actually went to the same high school, right? Yeah, same high school. That's why they're all like very familiar with one another. So before the break, we were just talking about the how Angela and how Ayish started their businesses, and the hurdles that they overcame. So I'm gonna throw the same question at Kyla. No, how did you start? I know nga before we went on break, I said na it's very tricky for both you and Angela because logistics is the tricky part there. So what were the hurdles that you had to overcome when starting your business, Kyla?
Honestly, when I started my business, it was kind of impulsive because I didn't realize that I wasn't really prepared that much yet. Because I was like Ayish, I was focusing on making my business look good, like the graphics, the menu, all that. And I didn't take into consideration all the costing, the finance side, and also the logistics, and also the suppliers. That I think that was the hardest thing for me, to look for the right supplier and the right connections where I can get supplies from my business, where I can get the best quality for my customers. And also, I didn't take into consideration as well the labor, as just like Angela said. I was just thinking that, okay, this is my passion. I'm gonna be happy doing this. I'm gonna be okay. Like, this is gonna be my therapeutic time. But I didn't realize how taxing it was for me. It was really draining me out when I realized that I was having a hard time already na i-balance na yung akads ko and yung business ko as well. So, I experienced a lot of burnouts during my business. Like, there was a time that I wouldn't take orders, even though there were a lot of customers who were asking, just because I was burned out. But then, I overcame that naman. I was thinking na lang na, I was thinking of my why, like why I started this business. And I know that the reason why I started my business was to share my passion and be able to also be an avenue of, alam mo yun, parang makakarating yung love from me to my customers and to their family and to their friends. Parang I wanted that. Like, I want that mindset lang to thrive in me. So, eventually, whenever I experience burnout, yun lang yung iniisip ko. Like, I want to continue making that mindset na parang gusto ko makarating pa sa iba't ibang tao yung business ko. Yun.
Right.
Yun lang.
Kyla. Actually, I was going to ask you, ladies, that question. How do you balance? Like, what is your? Maybe you could take us through like your day to day life. Like, how do you balance? Handling your businesses and studying, and then of course you have your other personal activities, maybe like helping at home or like do you get to still talk to your friends? How are you able to balance that out? Actually, I want to hear from each one of you. Maybe we could start with Aish.
Um, at well, siguro it was easier at the start kasi I didn't have classes yet. So parang I was able to focus on it talaga 100%. But once the school year started, yun talaga, I had to learn how to, yun nga, like what you were saying, I had to balance it. What I did was parang mornings, I'd make sure na I'd accomplish my schoolwork or I'd attend classes na. And then, minsan during classes, I'm braiding in the back. But other than that, usually parang I really work on my orders during the afternoon or or in the evening kapag medyo lay low na yung ACADS. And yeah, tas parang nung una, I was still the one handling shipping. So there were days as well na I'd have to go out and ship out items or I'd have to meet up customers to hand over their orders. But then I also learned about Shopee and how to use Shopee as a platform, especially since hindi naman like kina Kyla and Angela na baked goods. So I could easily sa Shopee. So
Yeah.
that was also helpful na I didn't have to spend 1 or 2 hours of my day just shipping items out and delivering them to customers. Thus, yun, parang morning, I really make sure my schoolwork is done. Afternoon, work on the orders. And then, siguro like end of the week, that's when I ship out my items or I deliver them. So, yeah. But now, medyo, when I have my free time, I also like to work on a bit of things kahit hindi pa naman siya binibenta. So, meron ako mga nakastock na Burloloy lang
Yeah.
dyan. And then, ready na siya if ever I start again.
Right. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. No, it's really different for the three ladies here, like how it works, how the business works. But how about you, Angela? Especially you mentioned that you're also part of organizations, school organizations. So like
Yeah.
how does that work for you?
Well, I guess I can relate to Ayish. My business hasn't been operating for like a few months now because of like the ACADS, the load of the university life. But um, last year, I would usually open batches. Like for example, I deliver twice a week
Yes.
or thrice a week. Pero pag medyo busy, once a week lang. And then that's where I would start to strategize. So I always, first thing I always do is to check, of course, my supply. It's really important to check from time to time. Well, I've encountered a few times na nung magbe-bake na ako, tsaka ko lang na-realize na, shocks, kulang ako ng ganitong ingredient, kulang ako ng ganyan. It's really, we don't want to go there. It's really a hard time. But yeah, whenever I take orders, I usually bake the night before. And it really takes a few hours. So right after siguro I do my academics and other like organizational work in the morning until the afternoon, and then I would start as early as maybe sometimes 4 p.m. for my cookies because I need to refrigerate them for a few hours before baking. And then after dinner, after all my like nighttime chores, I start baking some of the cakes, the cupcakes. And sometimes it takes me like until 1 a.m., 2 a.m. to finish because I have to
Oo nga.
I think Kyla can relate to this. We're both like a one-man team. So from the sourcing of the goods to the cleanup to the shipping and everything, it's really on us. So yeah, it takes me like mga 2 a.m. ako natatapos maghugas, ganun. And then the morning after
Galing.
is when we contact or like delivery like riders. So we have to. It was difficult for me as well to have like someone to deliver the goods constantly because they also have different schedules. So sometimes we have to look for riders last minute kasi syempre customers would need it at a particular time. So usually the morning after is for shipping out the goods, contacting customers, making sure that the goods arrive to them like in good condition, which is also another challenge like the delivery, making sure that the goods won't get affected by the trip. So, ayun. Syempre, it's not on our end, like kapag nagkaroon ng problems. But of course, you can't help but feel sad din. Kasi minsan na-disappoint yung customers when they're expecting their goods to look like a certain way. But ayun nga. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's usually like a 24-hour like working talaga from night to day.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah, definitely no. Customer service is also it's also important. It's important din talaga actually for any business. But okay, how about you, Kyla? What does your schedule look like?
Actually, super the same kami ni Angela. Like, yung lahat naman challenges niya, I also experienced that. So, before I started my business, I wasn't really an organized person. Like, I'm the type of person na I'm just gonna do what I feel today, like yung mga kailangan ko gawin, ganun. Pero when I started to handle my business, I realized that I need to eradicate that attitude. So, ayun, parang I really make sure to do a to-do list and make sure to accomplish it. And just like Angela, parang I also establish a batch date, ganon. Halimbawa, I would bake for Sunday. Ayun, I make sure that I would accomplish all my tasks na during the weekdays. Pero that's kind of also challenging for me because I cater also special orders. Like cakes, yung mga mga celebration stuff. So, parang if I have special orders, I make sure na I'm done already with my task at around 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. Because I usually bake at around 8 p.m. Just like Angela, I bake at night. And I usually finish at around 2 a.m. as well, or 3 a.m. And just like Angela, I'm a one-woman team. So all the cleaning, all the baking, all the scrub ng mga dumi after ng baking, I also do that. So it's really challenging for me. And pero yung reward naman, like nandun talaga siya sa end. Like when you see customers loving your products, when you see that they love it and they want to order again, it makes me feel inspired, and alam mo yun, parang I really want to do it in a long time talaga, for a long time. Yeah, so I really have this dream rin kasi to establish Abode. Once I graduate and once I took up the boards na I wanna focus then on my business naman after dentistry. So I'm praying that God willing that I will be able to establish it in the long run. Because na-establish ko na siya, so sayang naman yung pinaghirapan mo if you won't establish it in the future. So,
yeah, agree. Well, good luck with that, Kyla. I hope you'll be able to establish that. But grabe mga night owls nga talaga kayo ni Angela compared sa amin ni Ayish. I cannot do that anymore. I really cannot. Okay, one thing though, like I parang you guys have something in common, and I guess you really had to adjust everything. Like you really had to make decisions that will help you out also, and also during these times. We have a question actually here from Hannah Manuel. Hello, Hannah. Nanonood si Hannah now. She has a question actually about pricing. So you ladies mentioned this before the break. So she's asking, people like to complain about how small businesses are overpriced compared to chains, slash bigger corporations. How do you deal with customers like that? Does it affect you at all? Have any of you experienced that? I know I mentioned customer service then, but have any of you experienced that? Or do you have thoughts on that?
I,
I've never really okay, ikaw na.
Hindi ko lang.
Okay, sige.
Sige. So,
Sige, we'll have
ako,
Kyla first and then Ayish. Okay.
I've never really experienced it. Siguro, God really blessed me with super good customers. Ayun, parang, if ever I counter that naman, parang yung mindset ko kasi is like, if you don't like my products, then you can, you can offer other products naman. Kasi, yung mga ginagawa ko, it takes up hours. And, you can, like, blood, sweat, and tears talaga siya. Like, you're a one-woman team, so you owe it to yourself to give a price that you think that meets your standards or your business. Ayun.
Okay. Thanks, Kyla. How about you, Ayish?
Yeah, same naman with Kyla. Parang luckily enough, I haven't had that experience with customers na they complained about pricing. But siguro one thing I took into consideration then kasi when I was pricing my products was I also looked at what other businesses would price their items at. Similar items, paano ba, ano yung parang baseline price nila. So, I think that's probably sort of why I haven't experienced naman na may nagreklamo na super overpriced daw. But yeah, I've heard like horror stories na may mga customers who complain na super expensive daw ng products, ng handmade goods and all that. And, I mean, you can just buy the one na, from the bigger corporations or the other chains. Like, it's not, naman, no one's gonna take it against you if you don't buy it from, handmade shops if it's out of your budget. So, ganun lang. Parang, I think simple lang naman na if hindi kaya, edi hindi kaya. But, also, siguro, andun din yung, on the end naman of the business owner, parang, just price responsibly or price your items na, alam mo namang it's fair pricing, but at the same time, like, andun pa rin yung kita mo and still worth it na ganun yung pagpresyo mo sa items mo. Yeah, same lang naman with Kyla siya.
Okay. Thanks, ladies. I have a question for Angela. So far, have you experienced any challenges lately, especially with your business? Have you encountered difficulty in customer service? And how were you able to deal with that?
Well, first off, it's probably na the business isn't currently operating, which is sad because I really wanted to like accept orders again, especially this December. But my schedule really can't handle orders right now. But maybe one of the challenges in terms of customer service is first is getting back to customers as soon as possible, especially when you have class, you have meetings, you have other responsibilities at home. It's hard to reply as soon as possible. And I've experienced na I have some people who don't reply anymore if I respond late. So parang sayang din if you can't really, respond as soon as possible. And maybe another is when things get overwhelming, you handle a lot of things, minsan nagkakaroon sa lapses with the orders. Like, I think I've encountered a few times na napagpalit ko yung orders ng dalawang customers because of like the logistics of everything, contacting the people, ganyan. And I wasn't able to double check because I have to think of other deliveries to other locations, especially when I have big batches. So yeah, that has happened once, but I'm thankful enough that it didn't really cause a problem. Like the people were okay with it, and they were just happy to get something. Kahit hindi talaga yun yung gusto nila. They wanted to try my baked goods. So at least like wala namang naging issue with that. So Those two siguro for me.
Okay, all right. Thanks, Angela. Ayish, how do you motivate yourself and you know, given that medyo malaki yung load mo in terms of ACADS and
Yeah.
I know medyo it's on hold, but how do you really, motivate or like push yourself to still push through with the business?
Well, okay. Honestly, parang there were times na parang, am I still really gonna do this? Am I gonna continue? Parang, is this really my priority now? Pero I think at the end of the day, the motivating factor was really just, I like what I'm doing with it. Um, just because I'm taking a break doesn't mean I won't go back to it. Parang it's something I enjoy. It's something I like to do. Parang the creative side of it is really fun. Coming up with all these different things. It's a fun creative outlet. That's motivating siya in a sense na, there are other people then supporting me and they've ano naman na parang, if you wanna take a break, go lang. But if you wanna continue, do it lang then as long as kaya mo pa. Like, don't overwork yourself. I think that's one of the things I realized na the moment I've overworked myself with it, parang doon ako nawawala ng motivation to carry on with it. So, yeah, I've learned na it's a matter of uh, making sure na, because this is something I really like to do, hindi na siya nagiging chore. So, I limit myself and I know when to like take a break, I know when to stop, and then I know when to go back to it. So, yun, parang, I just keep it, like I just keep, I don't know. I just,
But to balance, you
yeah,
have to
just
kind
balance it.
of.
Yeah. Yun lang. Parang just knowing when to stop and just knowing when to start ulit is really what's,
Right, right. Okay. All right. Thanks, Aish. Okay, this one I'm gonna throw at Kyla. Because there are some people, they have different opinions of like, I'm sure you guys heard of it, like the hustle culture. Like we use that so much, that term. Like, okay, we gotta hustle and stuff. And you know, turning parang people are turning their hobbies, just like all of you here, into like a business opportunity. Like, ikaw, Kyla, what are your thoughts on that? Like, is that okay, or should we like venture out on something else that's not your hobby? What do you think?
Um, for me, as long as you're happy with it, as long you're at peace with it, and you're not hurting anyone, it's okay. It's definitely okay. Um, like you don't have to listen to other people's opinions. When you love doing something, you fight for it, and you shouldn't mind others' opinions about it. Do your thing. Basically, do your thing, and I believe that the I believe that God will see your intention, and alam mo yun, reward ka niya. Reward niya yung intention mo na yun. As long as you have clear intentions and you're happy with it, you're at peace, just go with it.
Okay. Yep, I agree. I definitely agree. No, I mean, you have to also put yourself first, then, and what you want to do and what you feel. That's what actually each one of you said for this segment. So, we're gonna go again on a very quick break. But when we come back, we will still have the ladies here, and they will also give their advice to those who may want to start their own businesses. So stick around and we'll see you after a few minutes.
We'll be back shortly, making a difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
Big Media is all about life's journey.
Yung mga yun, mga bata pa sila dati nung nakakasama ko sila. So ngayon, sikat na sila.
In digital. Entertainment.
Maraming salamat po na nabigyan niyo kami ng opportunity.
Information. Story. Inspiration. And experiences. Whenever, wherever you want, welcome. Join us as we push the boundaries of possibility here with Big Media.
Welcome to Pride and Proud Asia, Asia's first online radio show that champions LGBT contribution and leadership in business and in our country and the region. Hosted by the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce, visibility, representation, and empowerment. This is Pride and Proud Asia. Happy Pride!
Welcome to the program that amplifies and builds power in its network, linking you and your company to business communities while highlighting your persona, products, practice. Talk Shop Asia Power Network, now on its season 2, hosted by Organizational Development Network champion Maricar Sandalo, direct selling sensei Jojo Barakias, and ASEAN EduTech leader Dr. Alex Reyes, with the founding anchor, business and transformation mentor Rolly Pagaspas. Brought to you by Direct Selling Association of the Philippines, Union Bank Global Linker, ASEAN Youth Organization, and Rotary Club of Alabang Madrigal Business Park, engaging you with CEO talks, community mind, feature shops, and the variety of them. Talk Shop Asia Power Network, Power Drop, your network here to talk.
Now back to Making a Difference, only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
Welcome back to Making a Difference. So, again, if you're just joining us now, don't worry. Our guests are still here and you still have a chance to talk to them or ask them questions about their businesses. So if you're interested to start a small business or actually any business, please feel free to comment your questions down below so that we can ask the ladies your questions. So before, again, I reintroduce our guests for today, I'd like to flash our question of the day. So any of you could answer this question. It's a very simple question. If you've been following Making a Difference, I know we've been having very Miss Universe questions, but this one, since it's our last episode for the year, we decided to take it down a notch, and we just want to know what your plans are or what you are looking forward to this holiday season. I am super excited to just really rest and relax over the holiday season. I know everybody has been back to school and back to work, so I'm gonna take this opportunity to just really relax and enjoy my time with my family, hopefully some friends. And honestly, I just really want to sleep. If my family is watching, they would know what I would do during vacation, and I would really sleep. Okay, so let me reintroduce again our 3 guests for today. We have Angela, Kyla, and Ayish. They're all still students, but they also own their businesses. So, okay. We have a question here that I already want to ask you. I saw it over the break, and it's from Andre. Actually, si Kuya Andre to. And he wants to know, have you ever experienced friends asking for discounts? Like, uy, friends naman tayo, baka naman pwedeng discount dyan. So how do you handle those kinds of scenarios? I feel like all of you have a lot of friends watching today. So how do you deal with that? Anyone can answer. Nako, nag-iisip sila.
Paano ba? I think I've heard like lines like that from my friends, but siguro jokingly lang. They weren't serious. And really, just most of my friends were supportive. They wanted to pay kung magkano talaga. And as compensation, even if I know that they really want to ask me that question, maybe I add in a few extra goodies for them whenever they reorder from me. So that's siguro my way. That's like my friendly treatment siguro to my friends who always order instead of giving them discounts. Yeah.
Pwede yun actually. I have a friend who, I'm not sure if she's watching lang today, but I have a friend, she also owns she bakes as well. Ako, I'm her taste tester. So parang pwede na yan. Okay na sa akin. So send it, oh, what do you think? Okay ba to? Okay. I'm like, yeah, oh my gosh, sige, send mo. Ako na lang taste testing mo. Okay lang. Alright, how about you, Kyla and Ayish? Have you ever experienced that? Or like, same ba with Angela na you just give like extra freebies? Or what do you do when you hear those lines?
Ako, I've experienced that as well, but from my closest friends lang. And minsan, like, mapapaisip ako, like, parang medyo disrespectful minsan, like, yung dating. Kasi, syempre, like, pinaghihirapan mo. So, alam mo kasi yung type na yun, like, alam mo when they're joking and you know when they're serious. So, pag serious sila, parang, iniisip ko na lang, I'm just starting my business, tapos this is just your way of supporting me, ganun. Parang, yun sinasabi ko sa kanila. Like, hindi ko pina-plastikan na, okay, bibigyan kita ng discount. Kasi parang sa akin, like, sa side ko, lugi sa effort ko, sa time ko, sa ano ko. So, it's really hard na, hirap maging mabait sa when you have a business and you know that you work hard for it. So, alam mo yun, parang support na lang nila ikaw kung gusto nila, mag-support na lang nila. Tapos bibigyan ko na lang ulit sila ng free baked goods or something like Angela. Pero kung like joke lang naman, ayun, binibigyan ko rin sila ng baked goods to try so that they know what to order next. Hindi lang yung isang baked goods. So, medyo, lang talaga. You really have to be transparent to them na you're working hard for this. So, sana they would return as well yung support. Yun.
Definitely. Very well said, Kyla. Mahirap talaga, no? Pag mga ganyan. Pwedeng uso naman free shipping. Shopee, Lazada. Ganon, free shipping. How about you, Ayish? So, sorry, your store, Ayish, is on Shopee?
Yes.
Okay.
No, not anymore.
Okay.
I took it down. I took stuff down. But, what I do naman is, yun, like what they said, I only give like extra things. Parang if they order an anklet, I'll throw in another anklet there. Nagtatanong for discounts. Parang wala naman ako narinig na gano'n. Or if meron, yun nga, pabiro lang. Or like offer na, I'll just bring it to your house, parang just to see them na rin. I'll personally bring it to your house na lang, malapit ka lang naman, gano'n. So yun, I just offer na lang na gano'n instead of having them pay for shipping pa and all.
Right, yeah, oo, pwede din yun. Actually, kasi I was going to ask you, because on Shopee, I know there are some features na they can, I don't know if you've experienced this, but they could like bid on like your what you sell, or I mean, how I want to know, like, how was your experience having a store like online? Have you ever experienced like difficult customer service or I don't know, stuff like that? Because it's different compared to Angela and Kyla.
Yeah.
This is like a platform that everybody uses. So
yeah,
what was your experience there?
For Shopee kasi, it was pretty recent lang. Tapos parang, it was just for checkout. So parang, rarely ako nag-post doon talaga of the item itself. And then, for difficult customers naman, not necessarily difficult, pero I've had 1 or 2 customers na mag-message. And these are none of my friends, these aren't friends naman. These are like, they'd message lang na parang, could you make this? And then they'd send a photo. Tapos parang, if I ask na parang, sure, how do you want it made? Siguro, I guess they just change their minds and then they won't respond na. Which is fine, pero minsan parang, ano ba yan, sayang yung sale. It could have been a sale, but at the same time, okay na lang din. I mean, I'd rather, kung difficult customer pala siya, okay na. Like, I wouldn't want to push through. Kasi mamaya, mahirapan pa sa shipping, mahirapan pa sa logistics ng items and all that. So, yun.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to ask you 3 ladies this question, and I've been hearing a lot of it throughout our conversation for the past hour. But how important to you is rest? I know, as young ones, we really like keeping ourselves busy. We like, we don't wanna just sit around. I mean, yeah, maybe there might be some people, but then parang lately I've been noticing that our generation, we like keeping ourselves busy. We like doing stuff like on a daily basis. But then how important to you is rest? So we can start like with Angela, then Kyla, then Ayish.
Well, ano ba? I'm the kind of person who has to be reminded na, uy, magpahinga ka naman. Ganon. That's something I hear a lot from family and friends. And siguro it took me a while to see the importance of rest. Especially when I really got busy with like my personal matters, the business, my academics. And I find taking short, frequent breaks good for me. Instead of like taking really, really long breaks. It maybe having brain breaks or like maybe taking a walk, um, having something to eat, yun. Yun talaga yung rest ko.
Of course.
Is helpful for me. And siguro something that I'm still learning how to get comfortable with is yung like self-care, ganyan. At like taking my mind off things muna, like not checking my phone all the time. It's something, kasi the thing with rest for me is like, I know it's important, but like allotting time for it is difficult for me. It's really challenging, and it's a personal thing. I'm sure other people really have it like that's a top in the priorities, but for me, ayun, nakalimutan ko siya. So I'm really thankful for people who remind me to rest, to remind me to take a breather and take things slowly. So that's
Yeah, take
rest
it
for
easy.
me.
Okay. Yeah, take it easy. You're still young. You have a long way to go. So, rest ka lang, girl. This is your daily reminder. Ano mag-remind sa'yo. Okay.
Tama.
But, how about you, Kyla?
Rest is really important, especially when you're handling a business and you're also a student. Kasi you would experience burnout if you don't rest. And when you're a student and you have a small business, burnouts are something na you should avoid at all costs because it can be toxic. Parang mawawala yung passion mo when you experience burnout. So rest is really important because it gives you time to reflect and also have a me time or self-care time. Ako, personally, when I feel like I'm under, alam mo yan, parang malapit na ako mag-burnout, I take some time off and read books, watch movies, basically treat myself with good food as well, pa-deliver sa Grab Food or sa Food Panda ng gusto ko, na, like milk tea. Like, treating yourself is also part of rest. And, ayun, parang you shouldn't be too hard on yourself. So, alam mo yun, parang wag mo i-restrict yung self mo sa rest. Because at the end of the day, when you don't rest, mag-burn out ka, and mawawala yung drive mo. And kahit ano pang motivation yan, if you don't rest, madadrain ka talaga. So, rest is really important.
Yeah. Yep. Thank you, Kyla, for reminding us na super important on rest. And okay, Ayish, ikaw, how important is rest for you?
Yeah, yun nga, like what they said, super important. And I think parang, like what Angela said, nakakalimutan to take breaks, especially students na nga kami who decided to start businesses during the pandemic. That in itself is already very tiring. Especially now, juniors and seniors na kami. And rest is usually I just sleep. I take naps. I love to sleep. I take naps. Kakain din ako. If I want to, I will read the book, watch a movie or something. But also, parang, cause medyo physical yung like, I've had episodes na masakit yung wrist ko. So, yun talaga parang, okay, stop na talaga. Let's rest. Or
Yeah.
I think that's really parang the sign na, okay, you're pushing it too hard. Time to take a break. So, I'd like take a weekend off and not work on orders. Tapos yun, parang in between lang din, trying to make sure that buhay pa ako and I'm still ready to take on orders for like the following week. So yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Pareho talaga tayo, no? Sleep. I think ganun talaga pag mga pol sci IR
Uh,
students. Laging tulog kasi pagod.
tulog na lang.
Tulog na lang. Okay. Sige. As we wrap up the conversation, do you have any advice for those viewers who want to start their own business? They don't know where to start. They don't know if they should start it. A lot of the viewers here are students, and I'm sure they're also having the same question. How can I balance and stuff? So maybe you could give your insights or inputs or advice to those who wanna start a business. So baka we can start naman with Kyla, Ayish, then we'll have Angela last.
For me, it's important that you surround yourself with people who believe in you and your craft. Like, it's really important to have people na magiging honest sa'yo when you make mistakes, when you need feedbacks. Like, they will be honest with you and they won't hold back yung mga ano man na gusto nilang sabihin. So, I think that's really important. Parang you find your support system because mahirap kasi mag-isa. Kasi I've experienced, I'm the type of person kasi dati na I like to do things my own way, na whenever I feel like, whenever I'm struggling, I like to kim-kim. Like, gusto ko itago lang siya sa sarili ko. So, and it can be toxic. So, you need to find your support system, your right people who would support you. And in terms of time management, it's really important to have a timeline and to-do list. Like, you need to follow that schedule that you have set. And if hindi mo naman ma-follow, don't be too hard on yourself. Meron pang tomorrow where you can prioritize yung mga hindi mo pa nagawa. And I think that's parang message ko na rin yun sa sarili ko as well now, na I need to stop being too hard myself whenever I don't meet my deadlines, yung mga deadlines that I set for myself. Like, it's important na you should be kinder to yourself and give yourself the enough recognition for accomplishing things, and ayun, be proud of that. And sa starting your business naman, if it's your passion, go for it. Ignore what other people say regarding passion, na ano yun, pag nagtatrabaho ka ng passion, ganun. Like, mawawala rin yung passion. Like, don't listen to that kind of mindset. If you love it, you fight for it, and you always make time for it. And if you feel like you're overworking yourself, then know to set limits for yourself as well, so that you can, alam mo yun, you can just give your products na parang excellent lang, ganon. Kasi when you're overworking, it tends to also affect your products as well, and also your work. So rest is important, and time management, organizing your timeline schedule is really important when you're starting your business. That's it. Yun lang po.
Thank you so much, Kyla. Daming insights ni Kyla. How about you, Ayish?
To add siguro to what Kyla said, I think another thing I can add is network. Network with fellow business owners. That's something I really discovered while I set up my own business. Parang there's a lot of people who are also into, small business owners. Some of my closest friends, I was able to collab with them for some parang items. Make friends with other business owners. They're really fun people to talk to. You get to learn from them as well. And then at the same time, reach out to the proper people when it comes to setting up your business. Yun nga, like what Kyla and I had experienced, parang it's not just about making it look pretty. Make sure na logistically and technically it's it's sustainable. Make sure your business is sustainable. And you know, on my end, it was my dad who knew how to help me price things, reach out to friends who you could ask for help, or who you could commission to create your graphics, create your designs. And yeah, ano pa ba? And another thing, siguro with regards to rest, know when to take a break. Um, the business, especially if you're a student, um, the business isn't just the only thing you're doing. Parang at the end of the day, it's still up to you which one you really prioritize more. And on my end, it was really ACAD. So know when you should take a break from the business to prioritize your ACADs. Kasi minsan at the end of the day, it really helps then. Parang it's like creative rest. Parang you're able to plan more. You're able to come up with new ideas you can release. And with that, don't be afraid to siguro expand. I started off with yun yeah, yung mga braided bracelets and anklets lang. And then I ended up collabing with a close friend to make chokers and pendants. And then I also tried my hand at earrings and rings as well. So expanding really helps, especially if it's something na your customers have expressed interest in. Because, you know, it's an opportunity for them. And also, syempre, it's an opportunity for you as well. So, yun.
Thank you so much, Ayish. And how about you, Angela?
Especially one thing I can give for those people like us who don't really have like a business background, or like students who are just like figuring out how to start a business, is to first set your goals. Like, what do you want to achieve with the business? Do you want to express yourself through the business? Do you want to tap in a different market, or explore a different kind of product that you can produce? Yeah, those are different kinds of goals, and I believe that your goals really dictate what your plans are, like how you want to attack the business, like what kind of preparations do you need to do. For us, maybe for us three, since it was like a passion project, is it was easier in terms of like setting it up. But if you want to explore something like you want to try out a different product, as in yung mga kakaiba talaga, maybe it's better if you do more research about your market, some of the technicalities like that. But at the end of the day, after all the researching, the goal setting, the planning, I believe that you only really get to learn the ins and outs when you start. You really have to start it. I know it's really a leap of faith, as Kyla mentioned earlier, but I think you really just have to start. So you learn how things really work. Kasi everything is theoretical. All the plans are like, ganito yung ginawa ni ganitong business owner. Kaya, okay, baka ganito na rin gawin ko. But more often than not, things don't really go exactly how you plan it to be. So you just really take the first step and figure it out with like a good support system, time management, and research. Yun siguro.
Yeah, thank you so much, Angela, Kyla, and Ayish. So, of course, before we end the show, before I will be flashing ulit yung question of the day for one last time. So, for those of you who haven't answered, please feel free to answer. But of course, I want to ask the three ladies here. You guys are lucky na you got this question kasi our questions of the day have been very Miss Universe ang peg. But what are you girls looking forward to this holiday season? Feel free to answer.
Food.
Food.
Noche buena and food.
Of course.
True.
Food. Kayo,
Um,
Angela.
Go
Ako
ahead.
kasi I'll be catering orders for Christmas, like Christmas and New Year. So it's gonna be hectic for me. So I'm gonna prepare for that. Kasi last year it was grabe. Dun ata nagsimula yung parang sobrang pagod ko.
Yeah.
And yeah. So, ayun, parang I'm gonna prepare myself for that. It's important that you prepare yourself for that kind of volume of orders. And also, time as well with my family and friends, of course. Kasi wala masyado time pag ngayon kasi small business, tapos may school pa. So, that's it. Yun lang.
Okay. How about you, Angela? What do you look forward to?
maybe eating good food, having lots of sleep, maybe going
Yes.
out safely sana if possible. And I really hope like that I could bake for my family muna, like personal baking muna. And maybe open a few batches for orders if possible. Depende sa schedule, but hopefully sakto this Christmas.
Yes. All right. So, before I let you ladies go, please do promote your businesses and baka may mga shout outs you want to say hi to people. Now is your chance. So, sige, let's start ulit with Aish.
Oh, okay. You can find Braided Burloloy on IG at Braided Burloloy, Facebook Braided Burloloy, and I also have a TikTok account at Braided
Wow!
Burloloy. Just search up Braided Burloloy, and that's me.
I'll
Shout
follow.
out. Oh, thank you. uh, Shout out. I think I saw someone I knew. I think I saw Francis. Hi, Francis. And oh, my other friends who have their own small businesses as well. I hope you don't mind. At
Yeah.
Unliit Handmade on IG and at Langit Lupa. These are clay items and ceramic items. So if you guys are interested
Nice.
in that, check them out then. Super fun items.
All
So
right.
yeah.
Thanks, Aish. Don't forget to check them out, guys. How about you, Angela?
You can find the Flourbox on Facebook, the Flourbox, and on Instagram at the Flourbox underscore. So I'll keep you posted naman if ever I open more slots for order. So soon, hopefully, follow me para maabangan niyo yung slots.
Any shout outs, Angela?
Shout out sa keyboard warriors ko. I saw a few of my friends commenting. Thank you. Thanks for watching.
All right. Thanks, Angela. And of course, last but not the least, we have Kyla.
You can find Abode Bakery at Abode Bakery, both in Facebook and Instagram. But I'm more active on Instagram, and nandun na yung mga yung mga slots and all that. You can find the link there where you can order and all. So ayun. Hi sa mga friends ko. Friends ko, Sena, Nikki, Chad, sino pa ba yung nakita ko kanina? Joy. Basically, ang dami sila kanina. So, thank you for supporting me, and I appreciate the love and support from my friends and customers. Thank you.
All right. So thank you once again, Angela, Kyla, and Ayish for being on the show. And of course, talking about your businesses and sharing your advice and insights as well. I wish you all the best on, of course, school and your businesses. And good luck also to growing your businesses. I hope to talk to you girls soon and take care always. Bye, ladies. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much
Thank you for
for this
having us.
opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So again, that was Angela, Kyla, and Ayish. They have their own small businesses, and at the same time, they're still students. So I hope to the viewers who watched today, who tuned in today, it's really possible to to do to handle a business if you want to, as long as you have the right mindset and you have your goals lined up. It's really possible, and I hope you were able to take um, to take the advice from these ladies. So don't forget to follow them on their Facebook and Instagram accounts. We have Braided Burloloy, the Flour Box, and we have Abode Bakery as well. So that ends today's episode. Thank you all so much for being here today. Again, just a reminder, this is the last episode for the year for Making a Difference. But if you want to rewatch this episode or all my other episodes, you can watch it on Making a Difference's Facebook page or on V81 Radio Manila's YouTube channel. So we are going to resume on January 8th. So I wish you all well, and I hope you have a great Christmas and Happy New Year na rin in advance to all of you. I'll see you guys next year. So stay safe, everyone, and take care always. Goodbye and happy holidays.
the program for the millennials that will showcase young professionals' worth, aspirations, and successes in doing what they believe is right, progressive, and inclusive. Making a difference. Making a difference. Join them as they discover the path to self and societal fulfillment while making a difference. Hosted by empowered and cool millennial Erika Mison. Together with her cool millennials, they will be making a difference. Every Saturday, 1 p.m. Philippine time. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila. Tunog Pinoy, Tatak Pinoy, your all hits, all Pinoy digital radio station in South Manila. This is V81 Radio.
Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakinggan. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Dahil mahal namin kayo. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.